Hellcat.
Hi and welcome back to Pit Stop. I'm Harish Ram. So today in this video we are going to look into the pros and cons of Husqvarna Svartpilen. Let's start with the cons first. The first con of this bike is the seat width. As you can see, this is the width of the seat. This is a proper motocross seat, which is not so comfortable for your regular use or day-to-day commute or a long ride. And another con which I wanna tell you guys is the ground clearance. So this is the ground clearance of the bike. As you can see, the ground clearance is too low, but the height of this bike is so high. They should have decreased the height of this bike and increased the ground clearance of this bike, because this ground clearance is not enough for small speed breakers as well. Even though you will ride on a small speed breaker, this will obviously take a hit on the speed breaker. If you have a pillion rider, of course, that for sure 100% will take a hit at the bottom. That's another problem. And the third con of this bike is the handlebars. As you can see at the handlebar poster, this is the riding poster. This should have been a little bit higher than this height. The height of this handlebar is not enough, and you need a little bit higher than this height. That is a minimum of 1 inch height, and 1 inch taller than this height will be more comfortable for a day-to-day commute. And if you want a Husqvarna Svartpilen 250, of course you would have noticed this point. And one thing that would fix this issue is just a razor. I just ordered the razor, so once I get the razor, I will fit in this bike and show you how the handling and the handlebar posture and height is. Apart from these issues, if you ask me if there are any issues in this bike, I could say no. Let's get inside the pros now. Okay, the first pro I observed this bike is the tires. These are kind of an all-terrain tire which you can use it on the mud rugged roads and even on the streets and highways. This is a perfect tire. The size of the tire is 150/16 or 17 tires, and the wheels also look so good. And the rear will also get the ABS and disc brake. The second pro of this bike is its headlights. As you can look at the headlamps, the DRLs look amazingly crafted and designed so good, and this gives a head turn of each and every person who crosses in the street. And also the rear tail lamp as well, as you can see, perfectly crafted, beautifully designed LED tail lamps.
Let's dig inside the console. If you look inside the instrument cluster, got plenty of options. It will be side stand indicator, fuel gauge, engine heat, time, trip 1 meter, trip 2 meter, odometer, and ABS. ABS cannot be turned off. You have two options here. One is the road mode and the supermoto mode, which rain mode would have been added to this machine. Additionally, we can also view kilometers to service and the service level details of this bike as well. Over the tank, as you can see, there is a hard plastic carriage. This is a really good quality plastic, so you can mount your tank bags over it to carry some additional luggage. As you can see, when I take this bike for a spin around the streets, there are no roads actually. It looks like kind of an off-road stuff. For these kind of roads, this bike handles really very well. When we talk about the tires, it's an all-terrain tire. You can use this tire on any kind of terrains, let it be mud, off-road, road, whatever kind of terrain. This tire handles very well, and especially when we talk about the suspension, it is on the mid setup, not stiff, not light. The mid setup, it perfectly handles for a single rider. But if you want to take a pillion with you and you have to change the setup of the suspension, it's better to put the suspension a little bit in the harder way, because when we cross any speed breakers, of course this needs to be on a stiffer side to avoid hits at the bottom of this bike. Now here comes a good road. Now I am going to climb a flyover, and this is kind of a U-bend. And as you can see, while attacking the corners, this bike is so agile, and you can attack any corners without any hesitation. You can corner it the way you want. Let you be the height of this bike, the dynamics and the handling and the control, it is so in your hand, and the rider and the bike is so merged up so well.
One thing I love so much about this bike is the ride handling. We always know, everyone know, like, there is no other bike handles very well than a Yamaha. Yamaha has, let it be a lease bike or the top end, the Yamaha YZ R1. Each and every bike handles so well, and it's called ride on the machine. Whenever you sit on a Yamaha, the next second you will get a clean control on the bike. Husqvarna Svartpilen, this is a scrambler kind of edition. This is as good as Yamaha's ride handling capability. That is one thing more admirable on this particular bike, and you have to take a test ride on this bike to check its ride handling quality. And the horsepower of this bike is 30 horses, enough amount of horses to ride into the street commute or a short spin or something. And 250cc engine which shares with the KTM Duke 250. So these are all the best part of this bike, and really I enjoy this bike than the Duke 390 because this handles so well in the traffic. The ride quality is so awesome. You can flick, zip into the traffic and you can nail, and especially on the corners you can attack any corner with this bike with less worry. You got enough amount of height in your foot peg because the body of this bike itself is so tall. You got enough amount of space to lean in every corner. So these are all the best points I want to discuss with you before you buy a Svartpilen. Of course, you have to sacrifice few things. But your height, you should be minimum at least 5'6" to handle this height. And seat size, of course, you have to sacrifice. At a point of time, you'll get used to the seat size. But if you go for a long commute, it'll be a terrible problem. And if you have a plain rider, that's another big problem. And the handbar, this is easily fixable. With a pair of races, you can raise the handlebar height and you will get a comfortable riding posture. Other than that, this bike is so amazing, and wherever you go, this bike gives you a head turn. You can ask what bike is this, is this imported? That is what the comment is to get each and every day when I take this bike for a spin. Alright, so this piece of machine is amazing, and it's a new design throughout India. The scrambler design in an affordable price. Of course, I bought this bike for 2,13,000 on road in Chennai. Alright, so this is what I want to discuss with you and explain the pros and cons of this bike in this video. Thank you for watching all this video. Before that, please subscribe, put in a like or a comment. Something you don't like, please drop it in the comment section. If you have any questions on this bike, please drop it in the comment section. I will see you in the next video. Ciao from Husqvarna Svartpilen. Bye.